Hello, world. Am I live? I can hear like a reverb. I have a phenomenal guest for you guys. I'm feeling like there's a reverb. Happy hump day. Miss Parker. Is Miss Parker in the house? Hello, world. Miss Parker. Like a reverb. I know, I do too. What's going on, hubby? I'm feeling like there's a reverb. Wait a minute. Happy hump day. Okay, wait a minute. Let me get to. Let me fix it. Miss Parker. Oh, turn this. Is Miss Parker in the house? What to do? Hello, world. Is do what? Yes. Okay, there we go. Oh goodness, that was drama. Now make this big. Y'all, I do it every single week. And every single week I get it wrong. Now, Miss Kathleen, can you turn on your video?
Okay, let me see. Hold on. I'm like the girl. Share a video now. Okay, I should be on now.
There's my sex. Oh my gosh, she's a bad one.
Yeah.
Okay, you make 70 look like 40.
That's my mission in life, girl. I keep going back. I'm like Benjamin Button. I'm missing.
I'll be like this in a minute. Oh, come on, little baby. Gorgeous. You look phenomenal. I am so excited to have you here. Kurupt had an idea that he wanted to focus one of these weeks on Friday because I'm assuming because I'm in the movie Friday. But it's kind of crazy how not all, God forbid, right? How all the cast members that have passed away. I think it's like eight or nine. I think the 9th is in another Friday, not our original Friday, but out of the original. Right. So I wanted to invite you on so we can talk about that. So we'll talk about that a little later. Right now, myself and I'm sure the rest of my viewers want to get all up in your life. Madam, you are a goddess. I remember being at home watching you, Cleveland being home, as the first I don't know, maybe there was one before you, but my acknowledgement was you as the first Black Price is Right model. And that was big. You know, you guys, you were you predated Vanna White as far as celebrity host models. Prior to you, I'm assuming people only did that. Look how bad this woman is. I mean, I don't see any difference. I don't see any difference between this picture and today, except your boobies are bigger. I think your boobies being bigger, that's a better plus to me. Yeah. That you've gotten better. You like fine wine, my love. So can you take us back? Because you guys, you ladies basically set a precedent for the Meghan Markle. If there was no you, there would have been no Meghan Markle. You know, the journey of being the hostess female.
Okay, well, actually I was the first Black / African-American model on The Price is Right. And for a while they were trying to say that there was another model on there that was Black before Kathleen, though she wasn't the permanent Barker Beauty name. Somebody with one first name, they didn't even have a last name for the girl. And it was all bullshit, first of all. So I had to put them straight. And what it was, there was a girlfriend of mine who's like a little older than me. And she did stand-in work for one of the other models. The models used to have stand-in.
Right.
And she was a stand-in there, but she was never on air. So, and I had to get Wikipedia and all this stupid stuff first on the Price.
Trying to take away your fame. Frame you for your fame. That's so right. Go ahead. So this woman was just a stand-in. People, that means that when the real models had to take a break, this woman would stand there so that they could set the shot.
Right.
But she did not get airtime
for the life of me. But she was never on the show. But
right.
They always try to discredit certain people as with this, that, and the other, and all that crap. But
how did you get to LA? Let's take it all the way back. Let's start. Where are you from? Let's start
from Youngstown, Girard, Ohio.
That's why.
That's right.
I'm from Cleveland.
All right. I think
my mama did plastic covers in Youngstown.
You probably forgot. We did probably talk about this
Of course we did. You know, I use it as an excuse, my dyslexia. When it's convenient.
Maybe I'm gonna eventually do a book or something about everybody who's from Ohio who's made it big. There's so many people.
Bob Hope.
Oh my God, we could go on and on and on. Tons
Halle Berry. Okay, so and the new guy on The Price is Right is from Cleveland.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Yes.
You know what? I rarely watch the show.
What's his name, D? Drew Carey. Drew Carey is from Cleveland. Yes.
The black guy, the model on the show. Yeah, Drew Carey.
Oh, there's a guy now?
Right, girl. Oh, so many people.
There's a Tyson Beckford on the show. Okay, so we're in Youngstown, Ohio, and you're a pretty little girl growing up with dreams of.
Right. Always at the age of 8, and I have it in my book, which we'll talk about, that I always wanted to be in show business. I always remember my mother taking me to the theater, to the movie. I think it was 25 cents there or a nickel, right next to the 5 and dime store, of course. And it's really, I'm from Girard, which is right near Youngstown, mafioso town. But it was such a wonderful place to be from, and growing up in such a close-knit, you know how Ohio people, close-knit families and people and your neighbors and doors unlocked and what have you.
Yes.
I see the big screen and look and be in such an admiration of all the, we didn't have many role models then, but just I don't care who was up there, I was looking like, wow, I want to do that. I want to do that. So, my mother, she put me in modeling classes, and I took a few vocal lessons, and I performed at the high school play, and I was in the musicals and modeling shows and did everything, anything I could. And I knew my biggest thing was I was going to be leaving Girard, Ohio, right after I graduate.
So Girard is a little ways out. Got in the house. Got in the house.
What?
Yes, Kathleen. Do you know Mr. Kurupt, Gotti? Have you ever been introduced? Gotti, did you ever come on the Friday set?
I was not able to because I was bad.
What happened?
I was just bad. Yeah, I wasn't banned. I was bad. I was just.
Everybody else was there. I didn't know who all y'all niggas was in the middle of the street.
That's because we was little and bad. Ice Cube wasn't going for that. Cube and Pooh was like, all right, y'all, because you got to leave the little boys at home now.
You were a baby. Because I was a baby. So you were straight up a baby.
I was infant, yes. Tiny.
Yes, because I was 20? So that means you must have been like 15.
Easily running around snotty nose like Roscoe from Martin.
So in the scene with Megan Good?
Huh?
Well, no, was he in the scene with Megan Good?
He should have been, huh?
No, I was a little bit older than Megan because that's my little sis.
Yeah, she's 11.
A lot of people don't know that.
At the time.
A lot of people don't know that that's Megan at Big Worm's ice cream truck.
Yes, that's funny. We were just talking. Does the ice cream truck come to your neighborhood? I have never seen the ice cream truck in my neighborhood.
We used to a while back, especially back in Ohio. But when many years ago, the ice cream truck used to come around.
I don't know. Is it COVID? It went.
Not now.
Truck ain't never been out here even before COVID. I think my baby is missing something. Like I feel like they make the ice cream truck. They call ISIS on the ice cream truck out here. Like I don't.
They still go in a lot of the Hispanic areas, and they know what areas to go in and where.
They don't come out here. Did they come to where you are, Daddy? The ice cream man?
Well, the ice cream man used to come on the block. You know what I'm saying? We wanted that.
I'm in your neighborhood now.
Hell no.
Exactly. I don't get it. Why we can't get no ice cream truck? Y'all just
hey, you know what? But here in Vegas, though, the ice cream truck be sliding through and sliding out. But they're not going to the hood.
No. I thought it was just the other way around. So, Miss Kathleen, you were telling us that your mom got you involved in artistic endeavors to help facilitate your desire to be in the entertainment industry. So
well put. I should have wrote that like that in my book, but I said it. But yes, you showed me, girl.
we gonna talk about this book because I want to write a book. Since you just put it in the universe, you self-published or did you get a real fancy publisher?
No, we'll talk about that. We self-published
as we get there. Okay, so let's
keep going on with my journey.
Okay, I love a guest like you. Yes.
High school, I just knew I was going to leave I keep saying Los Angeles, Girard, Ohio, come out here to California, and thank God I had a very dear, close girlfriend, Terry Jackson. She's like my sister. We grew up together. She and her family had just moved out here to Los Angeles the year prior to me graduating. So thank God, by divine order, I had somewhere to stay, because I don't know that I would have had enough gonads or eggs to move out here on my own, not knowing anybody. That would not have happened because I didn't know anybody else out here. But all I knew is I wanted to leave and be out here. And it just happened. And so many things have happened to me in my life by divine order, and people that I've come in contact with. And, this whole city and town is all about who you know at some point.
Yes.
So, you just have to have preparation, meet people at some point and bring it all together to make yourself successful at some point.
After graduation, you're what, 6 feet, 5'11"? How tall are you?
I am 5'8".
That is it. Well, you wear it well, girl, because I thought you was I'm only 5'3", so I'm always like this.
8.5, almost 5'9".
With some heels, you like 5'11". So you got your beautiful 5'8" self on a plane and came out here and stayed with your girlfriend and her family.
Right, I did that, and I worked. Actually, my first job here was at the Southern California Gas Company, girl, and they were paying good money. And I have some friends of mine who worked there when I started, who obviously it's been like 35, 40 years, that retired with some great benefits and money and having fun and hiring. It's fine and good.
Do you envy them a little bit? Like the fact that we didn't take the 9-to-5 route. At some point in your career, have you ever been like, damn, I should have been an FBI agent? Like,
I would go to work drunk and hungover. I was like falling asleep, nodding. My supervisor comes to Kathleen. Wake up! I'm like, I'm on my period. I don't feel good today.
Okay.
Hey, Miss Parker.
Hey. Myself. What you was doing in the gas station? The gas company.
That's why Pooh wouldn't let us on stage.
I've been working in the payroll department. That was very short-lived, but it gave me an opportunity to make some money, move out on my own, get a car. But the main thing was that shortly after I got here, I entered into a lot of beauty pageants. I was a Miss Fine Brown Frame.
Oh, wait a minute. What year was this? Please, what year was
70.
I love it, Miss Fine Brown Frame.
Yes. Fine Brown Frame and Miss Hot.
Did Miss Pam Greer go up against you in any of these beauty contests?
I met her out here because I was good friends with Margarito and O.J. Simpson. My boyfriend was A.C. Callins.
Shut up! You dated A.C.
Yeah, that was my first boyfriend when I came to L.A. because my cousin.
I know A.C.
And her husband Bubba that went to USC. So we all hung out together, girl, and had just the most marvelous time. And
so. Was OJ married to Miss Marguerite at the time, or
Marguerite?
Yes, that's my mommy. Oh wow! So you hung out with the crew.
I was with the crew, girl.
And you was with AC, so you was like, whoa.
Yeah, we're still good friends. He and I see him every now and then.
He's still fine. They both still fine.
Still fine. That's my friend.
I bet it is, girl. Are you remarried? Are you married right now?
Me, yeah, I've been married 33 years. My husband, Terrence, and I, we just celebrated our 33rd anniversary, October 1st.
See,
But,
you
but,
hear that for us?
but listen to this story. He and I both celebrated. I
See?
mean, it was our second marriage.
See?
And Terrence, my husband now, he was married to Bernadette Stannons from Good Times.
Shush up.
Yes. And my first husband, Bill Overton, married Jane Kennedy.
I know Bill Overton. He's married to her now.
Yes, he's married to her now.
So, okay, let's back it up. So we're in the 70s. You Miss Fine Brown Frame.
Right. I was Miss Fine Brown.
Say.
But then the thing is, I got to be in some other pageants, and I entered into the Miss Black California pageant, which
That's
was
the real deal. The
John
fancy
Daniels
pants.
at Mavericks Flat, John Daniels, and I won Miss Black California. I went on to vie for Miss Black America. I didn't win. However, it opened up some doors for me because I was able to go with a select group of other pageantry winners to Vietnam and Thailand and perform in front of the group. There was a Miss Black USO tour. So I sang.
With Bob Hope? And that was Bob Hope?
Huh? No, this was independently the Miss Black USO tour.
I love it.
And then I did that, and through Mavericks Flat, after I came back, John Daniels.
So wait a minute, I want to go back there to Vietnam because my husband's dad went to Vietnam. My brother was a part of the war but didn't get shipped out. There is a whole community of men that were in Vietnam, and I'm sure some of them remember the Miss Black America pageant winners coming and entertaining them. So how was that experience, knowing what happened in that war?
Actually, my brother, Scotty B, he's passed on now, but he was like 2 years older than me. He was in Vietnam. And they tell all the people coming in to perform, they said, if you have any cousins, relatives, or brothers, or whatever there, that we're going to some of the bases, let us know. We'll give them a little R&R free time and have them hang out with you. Well, when we first landed in Vietnam at the Air Force Base, I'm looking, everybody's coming with flowers. All the brothers were so happy to get off the plane. I'm looking for my brother Scotty. I'm looking. That Negro ain't nowhere to be seen. I'm like, where the hell? Then I'm thinking the worst. Well, God dang, what happened?
They ship him out, right?
To find out that Negro had been out the night before drinking and couldn't get up to come see his sister come all this way.
Dead wrong. Dead wrong. I know his friends got in his butt like, man, you could introduce me to my future wife.
Yeah, of course, you know they were all his best friends at that point.
So how did it go?
Incredible experience being there with those guys and going to Thailand and, flying in the helicopter with the doors open because they still had, some action going on. This was in 1970.
Were you against the war at that time? Were you part of the anti-war movement? Or what were your feelings about your brother being there?
I had seen and experienced so many of my classmates getting killed over a period of time and just people we knew. And of course, I would always, and especially in Cleveland, and I didn't live there, but in Youngstown, the Vindicator, the newspapers, it's like every week, there were so many guys and pictures and photos of the dead guy, our servicemen just getting killed and murdered, young, handsome. I mean, it was just a lot. It was a lot to bear and deal with at that time, as you might know. Well, you weren't there.
Yes, I know. That's what made me stop you. So after you came back, how did you meet Mr. Overton, who I also got an opportunity to meet?
You know what? Listen to this. The odd thing is I knew Jane before I knew Bill, because Jane and I, our lives parallel so much, it's really scary. When she came, I was like shortly came maybe a couple of months or something after her. We were introduced by Lamont McLemore from the Fifth Dimension, who's also a photographer. Lamont McLemore used to do the cover girls, the centerfolds for Jet Magazine.
Yes, Beauty of the Week.
Back there, Beauty of the Week, Lamont McLemore would be shooting. And
yes, Lamont, yes.
Through Mavericks Flat, through John Daniels, when I was getting with the singing group, The Love Machine. And
you've done a lot of historical things, man.
Pardon?
You've done a lot of historical things.
I have.
Wow.
And you know what? I do write about it. That's why it's so important for me to have written about it. But the
in her book,
we took photos together with Lamont, and you know, I knew her before Bill, but anyway, so Bill and I, after a period of time, I was singing.
So you knew Jane, because you know Jane is out of Cleveland,
right?
And I was a big fan. I was a baby, of course, but always grew up being a big fan of Jane, like I grew up being a big fan of Halle Berry. You know, they were both. They were both celebrities in Cleveland. Both beautiful women, but me and you, we ain't chopped livers either. You know, Ohio breeds some beautiful women. We're just gonna put it at that. Absolutely. I'm just saying, but
y'all ain't never lied.
I watched her and was around her as her career grew. When she was
so when you were with Overton, was she like, "Hey, Mr. Overton"? Like, did you see any inkling that 40 years later they was gonna get married and have babies and stuff?
No, not at all at that point. Bill and she and Leon were good friends. And
now, how did you meet Bill?
I was with a singing group called The Love Machine.
I've heard of The Love Machine.
7 girls singing and dancing.
Y'all were in a movie, right?
Yeah, it was a movie. It was a book. John Daniels put us together. Back in the 70s, 71, we toured traveling. Saint-Tropez, Italy, Germany, Spain, Belgium, Sweden, Switzerland, Africa. Paris was our second home. I did that for 8 years.
7 of y'all, The Love Machine.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we were with Motown. And that at that point, the Miracles, Billy Griffin had taken over, Smokey left. And we worked with the Miracles, went to Japan and toured some other places because they sent all their groups out. We worked with Hound Davis.
So, were you famous?
Trying to get us a hit. So the Miracles, Billy Griffin, even Pete Moore wrote the song, "She's Just a Love Machine for Us, About Us."
And the Jacksons stole it?
You, talking about our manager, John Daniels. But listen,
hey, Pussycat Doll Jaw, the Jacksons stole your song? I'm just a love machine, and I won't work for nobody but you.
I'm just a love machine.
Who is it? Who is it then, D? It's not the Jacksons. Who is that?
Not the Jacksons. The Miracles sang it.
Oh, it's the Miracles. Smokey Robinson stole your song?
More from the Miracles.
Oh, Smokey.
They brought the song to Suzanne to pass. They said, Suzanne.
Not Smokey and the Miracles, just the Miracles after Smokey left them.
Right.
The Miracles. Yes, okay, I apologize, Mr. Smokey.
And Billy Griffin and Pete Moore.
Yes, they stole your song.
No, they wrote it for us, about us, but they played it for Suzanne D. Pass at Motown. And they said, Suzanne, this is a great song for the girls, for the Love Machine. Listen to it. She listened to it and heard the demo. She said, oh my God, that's great. But you guys are going to sing it. They sang our song and took it, but they wrote it for Suzanne D. Pass.
Hated on you.
Gave it to them. And when we heard that song, because we didn't know about it. We only found out about it.
Oh, Diva, why you do our Diva like that? Diva?
That's
Diva, why you ain't had no sister love?
That's just wrong.
That song
was Diva. Diva gonna have to answer for that one day.
Right there.
Diva gonna have to answer for that, but that's not for us to say. So go ahead.
Tom Jones, Julio Iglesias.
Wait, you don't stop no show. So then what happened? So how'd you get with Mr. Overton? The group kind of, were you with him at that time?
I was with him at that time, and we traveled so much, and it was really kind of hard on him being home here and doing his thing and working.
And what was his thing?
He's an actor. He was a model. He had a football career, a little football career prior to that, short-lived. But he was an actor and a model. And then he got in his own security guard business. But me being gone, we were gone like 6-7 months out of the year in Europe and in Las Vegas working. Girl, we worked our butts off. But it came to the point he gave me an ultimatum to either leave the group or him. So I went with him, we got married. And then I had my daughter, Cheyenne, And shortly after that, I guess Leon and Jane had broken up prior to that. And he and Jane were always really kind of close. I mean, they would talk. But
I knew it. That's why I asked you. I was like, was Miss Jane like, hey, Bill, how you doing?
How you doing? How you doing?
I
that
they
group.
That was just cool. They was just friends.
They were friends, and she confided in him. But you know what? Here's my whole thing about it.
So you got Elizabeth Taylor, Richard Burton, and when her and Leon broke up, you know what I'm saying? You know where I'm going with this. She wanted to cry on your husband's shoulder.
Wow.
Yeah, well, they were real close. And you know what? And I'm not going to talk too much and belabor that.
Or how many friends do you have?
But you know what?
Female.
Everything.
None, and none.
But they were so much more suited. You know what? They were so much more suited for each other than he and I.
I love it. Yes, because they're still together.
Of course, it hurt. And then I was kind of flattered. I'm like, damn, if you got to leave me, you listen to the other second most beautiful woman in the world.
That's right. At least, yeah, because if it had been some old frumpy chick, you'd have been like, really, Negro, really? Like, for real?
It hurt for a while, but I got past it.
But if your man, like, Jay Kennedy,
but she
can argue for us. If Jay Kennedy wants you for us, she can argue.
I just said the Lord has something better in store for me. And by and large, he did. And Terrence and I are so much better suited.
So how did you meet Terrence?
Well, and oddly enough, when I was married to Bill, I met Terrence and Bernadette. And then I did Good Times.
So then you took Miss Bernadette's man.
No, shut up.
Oh, cut it off. Don't tell it. I'm just saying. Welcome to Hollywood.
No, that absolutely is that one.
No, you can't take nobody, man. If it clearly wasn't working, in each situation.
And Bill and I had, broken up, and I dated a few guys after I left Bill, and then Terrence and I we met each other at some point in time. He was a little heavy and whatever. He's an engineer, kind of nerdy looking guy when he was with Bernadette. And
not your type.
So afterward, he and I both were judges for the Miss Black California Beauty Pageant in 1987 or something. And he changed his whole appearance. He got so thin, and he was a model. He had a little comb in his hair. That nigga looked so fine, girl.
You was like, sorry, Miss Bernadette.
Our friend Willie had this poster of me that how
I think the same person.
When I was coming out,
he brought out Miss Parker.
Miss Parker.
Hey, boys.
We had Google eyes for each other, and it just happened. It was by divine order that everything.
And it was a beautiful, beautiful thing.
With the whole Bill, Jane, and stuff, we're still good friends. Jane and I are still very good friends. Our kids.
We got to meet Miss Jane and Bill at. They came and looked at a movie that Forrest was in, and Bill hated on the movie. In front of everybody, he was just hating on this movie. And I was like, dang, Mr. Bill, can you at least pretend like you liked the movie a little bit?
What was the movie?
What's the name of your movie, Forrest? Payment Received. He hated on that movie so bad. Them white people got up and took their money and went home.
Really?
I couldn't understand why a brother would hate like that. I was like, now I see. He just feel with hate. Now I understand.
But anyway, we are all good friends. Me, Bill, Jane, my husband, and kids and daughters and kids. We just all good.
So then what happened? How'd you get your first agent after the group broke up? You just started modeling and
right, I did. So, but the group didn't break up. I left the group. The group really went on for many, many years. Actually, when I got in The Price is Right, our manager rekindled the group, and we did a second coming and went to Las Vegas and had some CDs out, music. We got all kinds of
because
stuff.
After you had blown up a little, the group was able to have a whole new
perspective and stuff.
Right.
Anyway,
so then let's jump to The Price is Right. How did you end up getting that job?
Oh, okay. Why? Actually, it was after I had an agent, Julia Fontaine, and modeling and what have you. But I had just had my son, my child, Terrence. He's just turned 32. Well, he will in November. And my agent called me like 3 months after, actually November, December, like 2 months after. She said, Kathleen, they are looking for a new model on The Price is Right. They want a new model, a black model. specifically. I think you would be wonderful for that position. And I'm like, oh, Lord. But, you know, even when I was pregnant, I worked out, even with my daughter, Cheyenne, who was like 8 years older than T. I'd be in the gym working out. I'd be playing volleyball. I spit her out, girl. My stomach was down flat. Because, you know, in this business, your body and your face is your passport.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Having no baby fat. People be talking about baby fat.
Thank you. I've gained a little weight, and every time they make my character pregnant.
Oh, really?
It never fails. Every time my character, I'm 50 and my character still be pregnant.
That's cold game.
Anyway, so I went.
I'm Sarah up in here.
And they specifically needed a swimsuit model too, because I guess Janice and Holly have been doing it for years, and Diane, this hot Diane, you know, they just needed the right person. But anyway, I went on multiple auditions for the show. I taped several shows, and they liked me. And it was about 6 months process. They saw about 850 women, and you know, put some on the show, some not. And the thing about me, though, with Diane, Holly, and Janice, the models that were already on the show, we were all pretty much in the same age category. Diane and Janice were a little older than me, but Holly,
the redhead.
But yes. I could relate to them and communicate to them on a certain level because
you're from Ohio.
I had been around the world.
Yes.
I had done so many things, and I think some of the other models might have got a little intimidated by them.
Right.
But at one point, my sister-in-law, she worked for Goodson Production. She said, Kathleen, you need to come. You need to take it down a little bit, you know, because I've been a little braggadocious about, I know this person, know that person, been here, been that, and stuff. So it was like, I had to find a happy medium to just feel myself out.
Okay, wait a minute. Let's stop and go back there. Your sister-in-law worked for who?
Mark Goodson Productions.
That's the production company that.
The Price is Right.
Yes. So you had in-house family.
But she kind of helped me
navigate
some things. Yeah, she did.
Yes.
But anyway, after a while, they came to their
senses. Message.
Yeah. So yeah. But anyway, so I got on the show, and it's been a wonderful, marvelous time being on that show for 10 years.
So keep going back. So it was a 6-month process. Your sister-in-law put that word in your ear. You chilled out, made yourself appear more humble. As far as, I don't understand why we can't say where we been. Why we bragging? I been somewhere where I can't say where I been.
Right. I mean, it just happened like that. Because some people can get, I didn't want to intimidate anybody, because they weren't easily intimidated. But, just looking at it from a different perspective.
Right.
There's already a 4th model coming into the show, and a Black person, which they've been all there like 17 years. It was
right.
Years before they even brought in a woman of color.
Right.
So it was like intruding upon their turf a little bit. Plus, they weren't going to get as much, show time, air time, because it was going to be divided up and down a little bit differently. So it was a big adjustment.
So how'd you find out that you had been chosen?
Well, they called my agent, and my agent told me, they said, Kathleen, they chose you. Your mark is beauty. Yes. I'm like, oh, I think I was in Las Vegas. It was in November or something. I can't remember. But I think I was in Vegas when I got the news. I was like, yes. And it just was a wonderful ride for the most part. Let me tell you, don't get me wrong, when things did kind of start to change after a period of time. And when Diane was there, and she was kind of flirtatious with Bob, and they did have a sexual relationship going on, honey. And she was modeling for Playboy magazine, and Mark Goodson said no more modeling, being in Playboy, because Janice had did it maybe years prior to that, and Diane was kind of defiant. And there's a lot.
Can you please mute yourself? Go ahead.
Anyway,
so they had a relationship, and it brought tension on the set.
Yes, it did. But Bob was also kind of dating this other woman, and she was with the animal rights activists, and she found out about Diane.
The tiger lady?
Had to let Diane go, but he didn't really do it the right way. She was a woman scorned, how he let her go. And she eventually left the show, and then she sued him for sexual harassment.
Right.
Yeah. But it was
Okay, wait a minute. Can you sue for sexual harassment when the relationship was mutual? That's what I don't understand about sexual harassment. Miss Kathleen.
She had to recant her statements and pull back on it because we had to do depositions as well. That was like things that kind of helped snowball one thing that led to another. But she knew she had no leg to stand on.
So is it sexual harassment if you with it?
No.
How is it harassment if you with it? Like if you ain't with it and he keep trying, that to me is harassment. Did you know that Mr. Cosby was known for putting something in people's drinks?
Did I know it then? Not then, but I actually had I was almost one of those statistics, as I had met Mr. Cosby a couple of times prior at some NAACP when I was on the Price is Right. And he had his other show, like, not Tell the Truth. This other show, I forget the name of it. And there was another Black girl that was on.
It might have been Tell the Truth or something like that.
Yeah. So, and we exchanged numbers. He said, maybe I'll have you come to New York. I'm thinking about replacing this girl. And, we talked a few times. And I'm like, okay, come to New York. And And I thought about it. And
you said no.
It didn't come to fruition or didn't come.
Thank you, because you said no. So that proves my point once again. Is it harassment if you with it? If you had said, sure, I'm going to go to New York to get on a movie or a TV show with Bill Cosby, that's with it. So if he puts something in your drink, I don't understand any of it. How can it be harassment if you with it?
It's not harassment.
Maybe you didn't want something in your drink. That's not fair.
It's blatant rape is what he did. He raped. You don't put a drink, a drug in someone's drink without them knowing it.
So why would you put a drug in somebody's drink? What, people just like to do it to people that are comatose? That's like a freaky thing. I don't understand why you'd want a comatose person.
Well, you know what? Some guys are very weird and just, I don't know. I mean, I can see why a woman might want a man who has rigor mortis, but shit, the other way. I don't know. Who wants an old dried up little?
It'd be like bing.
Anyway, moving on.
Break off. Okay, I'm sorry, Miss Kathleen. So you're a model. You're caught up in this drama between this powerful man and this model. And clearly it's not going to work out in her best interest. You see that going in that direction early. So what do you do to try to extricate yourself from that situation?
I remained truly neutral during the whole time I was there because Holly and Janice did not like Diane. And Diane befriended me, and she and I were close. We were pretty tight. We'd even talk after we left work and different things. But there was a lot of tension on the show at some point in time, which I wrote about in my book. So anyway,
what is the name of our book? Backstage.
Here it is, Backstage at the Price is Right, Memoirs of a Barker Beauty.
He was a bad one, child.
Wait. Let me see that book up close.
Oh, there it is. You guys got it.
Yeah, let me see that book up close.
He was a bad one.
My God.
Mm-hmm. Did Eddie Murphy try to talk to you?
Who, Eddie?
You look like Eddie Murphy type.
I dated Eddie Murphy. We dated.
You look like his type.
Yeah, we did.
My God.
Actually, I was in Harlem Nights.
Yes, you was in Harlem Nights.
Were you that stuttering man's girl? Who did you play? The stuttering man?
I was with Tommy Smalls on the
stuttering man, right? The boxer.
The boxer, Tommy Smalls.
Yes, yes, Forrest, the boxer.
Yeah, right, the boxer.
Don't tell her who she was in the movie. She said she was the stuttering boxer man.
Somebody's getting knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, he got knocked out too.
Come on, ladies.
See? Also, you dated him. Oh, in the movie. He's a good looking guy.
Yeah.
You were pretty in that. That's why I remember. Weren't you like
Paula.
one of the ladies standing on his arm?
Hey,
No,
Paula.
I'm telling
Come
you.
on, lady.
Okay, both of y'all right. Okay, who were you, Miss Kathleen?
I was
Sorry, got it
the
wait.
lady, on the elevator. With me and Tommy Smalls, we're having, it's like 10 seconds, but Tommy Smalls and I were talking on the elevator, having fun. You can see the old time elevator with the window in it. And Danny Ayala opens up the door and he just knocks Tommy out. And I get back and and he asked me, he said, I'm Sergeant Phil Cantone.
Wait.
I'm thinking of Robbie Reed. Robbie Reed was the lady I'm thinking about. I remember the scene that you were in.
Wait. Hold it. He said, boom. He showed the police badge. You with this gentleman? You was like, no.
I did. I said, no, I'm not.
Oh, wow. That was you. Oh, my God.
Nope.
Right. You was like.
Never seen it before in my life.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I never seen him. Wow. And you moved like that was so funny.
He took his wallet and rolled.
Right. No. And you just pushed on. He was like, have a good night.
That is great.
Oh, now that was funny.
What other movies did you do, Miss Kathleen?
I was in Troop Beverly Hills with Shelley Long.
Okay.
The mother of the only Black girl that was in there. I was a Muslim mother. I had a few lines in there.
Did you ever really want to act, or was Price is Right modeling like that? That gave you a pension.
Well, no, I did some acting and modeling before The Price is Right. And actually, one of my biggest movies to date is called Perfume. It is really actually now on YouTube. We did it. I had the starring role in there as Vashti. And it was myself, Phil Perry, Don Mitchell was my husband, Eugenia Wright, Cheryl Francis Harrington.
Everyone, Perfume. Okay.
You can look on YouTube and go see Perfume. See it.
I will, definitely.
I did that right before I got married to my husband. It was in 1987 that we filmed that. We got married in 88.
So did Bob Barker ever try to holler at you?
No, I always say that. And you know what? The people on TMZ, they stopped me one time. I was coming out of the restaurant. They said, hey, Kathleen, did Bob ever try to mac on you or hit on you? I said, no, Bob don't do black.
I don't believe you. I don't believe it. I can't see Bob not looking at you and being like,
No, he might have thought it, but he would never, No,
but he was really kind.
About Bob, people didn't know and realize. But
so he was racist?
I didn't see any racism from Bob at all. And I understand from his personal.
I'm just saying, if you like pretty ladies, you like pretty ladies.
Right. He was always kind to me. He was Bob. I never really had any problems with him.
Did he hit your butt?
No.
Because back then they used to hit lady on the butt and think that was a compliment.
He was always a gentleman, though.
Oh,
and he
I love
never flirtation with, as far as I see, with any of the models.
You know what? He got a bad rap, and that wasn't right of Diane. Diane was with it, and she should not have been mad because he decided to like the human animal rights lady.
That's right.
He should have. She should have let him go.
For the whole thing that happened with some of the models, why Holly was let go. She didn't want to do the deposition. Bob yelled it against her because we were all trying to be.
Did you do the deposition? Did you do it?
Do what?
The deposition.
Yeah, we gave our deposition. I did. Janice did.
And what you say? Is it private? What'd you say? Were you like they did it? They liked each other.
And I had to tell the truth that, I would see that Diane and Bob, everybody at the whole set knew that they were doing hanky-panky.
Was Bob married? Was Bob married?
No, his wife had died.
Then what's the big deal? I'm confused, Diane. Why you tripping?
Well, you don't shit where you don't eat where you shit. Being a boss. So and it's frowned upon, but a lot of things happened after that, and CBS did some cover-ups and different things. And, I do talk about it in the book. And a lot of things I got from some of the tabloids and things I can verify. I have a lot of great photos in here and different things. So it's just hot.
Now let's go. What was next? Then you did Harlem Nights. Then you came to Friday. How did you get the job on Friday?
Actually, while I was on The Price is Right, as you very well know, what was that, 1967? I mean, 1997, 96. I, I understand. My agent called me and said, Kathleen, there's a movie out and they want to see you for the role of this Miss Parker for the movie Friday. And I think she may have mentioned Ice Cube was doing it or whatever. I'm like, okay. And the thing though, I had
Miss Kathleen, this is Jay Discreet. Jay, this is Miss Kathleen. This is Miss Parker. Go on and be a fan real quick. Go on, don't be trying. He is our rapper de jour that has come on our show based on a reference, but he's been so great that Gotti and I have invited him to be a regular, and he brings the real life perspective of them. I called you the wrong name. Pamela, I got your Pamela. Gotti, why do we call this the forum?
I mean, because this is for them, this is for the people. We want to give it to the people who give it to us. So
yes,
we give it back to the people. And we got Auntie Lean on the motherfucking line. You understand me spilling that game. You understand me when we was just whippersnappers. She was doing it big, opening up that lane for the ladies. Hello. Right. Whoever put you in Harlem Nights, they hooked you up.
I could have seen all 7 of y'all singing that song.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Love Machine.
Yeah. You can, when you look, I have on my website, I do have a website, KathleenBradley.tv.
You guys did sing it at some point. Did you record it?
Yeah, we re-recorded it. We did re-record it. We did it in the show. Initially, one of the other girls, Renee, sang it, but when we did it the second time around, I sang it. And I recorded with Motown. We got some songs we did with Norman Whitfield, Hal Davis, all these big
I think you need to sample Love Machine.
But you know what? Look on the YouTube, and when you pull my name up, there's a lot of stuff in there about Kathleen Bradley. There's 2 songs in particular that they showed when we were back in the 70s. We did these TV shows called Star Parada in Germany, and I'm so happy they captured it and they have it and put it on YouTube.
I heard something like that from when I was a little girl. Someone did something.
Because we just didn't have the cameras, videos, and all that back there. And oh my God, you can go on look. I had 2 songs I was singing. I got the music in me. I got the music in me. I got the music in me. I got music in me.
It's a musical. Okay, so did you audition for Friday or because it was cute? I just been like the Price Lady.
He said, well, first I understood what his request was. I want that black lady on The Price is Right to play Mrs. Parker. I didn't have a name. I was the black lady on The Price is Right.
Miss Kathleen.
Okay.
You were like, we didn't know, Miss, my girl who goes, Miss Kate, she goes around and puts her hand on the people's head at the Apollo.
Oh, you're talking about Kiki Shepard.
Kiki, I was like, Miss.
My girl, Kiki, she's one of my best, dearest friends.
My best divas, you and her. I know she's one of your best friends. That's why.
Yeah. But anyway, that's what he requested. The black lady on Price is Right. So I was kind of a shoe-in on it. When I went in there, I think they might have even considered 1 or 2 other people. And I think one of them might have been Bernadette Stan.
On The Price is Right. What's your bad?
Tell me, Auntie Lee, what is the song Rock Steady?
Oh, yeah, I did that. Did you see it?
Steady.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I did.
Hey, y'all was getting in.
Exactly what it is.
Hey, they call it Kathleen Bradley in the Love Machine.
Yeah.
8th member of the Love Machine, Miss.
Good job. Oh, Paula, you in there?
Yeah, I'm down.
Get it, Paula, get it.
Be the 8th member.
Right. We did a lot of traveling. There's a lot of history behind the Love Machine. It really did. My horizon was broad because of the travel. And John Daniels, I have to give him glory and credit to that side from Lord Jesus Christ.
Yes, Jesus.
It was a great ride and experience. The girls, we're still good friends. 2 of the girls have died.
Did you get rich? Did you make money?
We did not.
Bills paid?
We did not. Very little. That's the only thing. When we first traveled, there were 7 girls and we had an 8-piece full band. But back then it was more, less expensive to travel, and the promoters would put us up and all that, but we'd make a little bit of money. But it was just so rich traveling, man. I'm telling you.
Miss Kathleen? Do you remember Cassandra? I know you've seen her before.
Oh, yeah. Cassandra. Hey, Cassandra.
Kofi, I like your background. You look like a vampire. What you doing down there? It's cold. That looks nice.
Well, I made a little, my sauna, my little boudoir area, made it,
Sexy.
Just made it a little more calmer. So when I take my saunas and, and I do my steams and I do my woosahing, so I continue to look as good as Miss Bradley. Hey, Miss Bradley.
Hi, sweetie girl. How you doing, Cassandra?
Cassandra.
Hey, you doing, Gotti? Hey, what's going on?
I mean, I'm just looking at Miss Bradley on The Price is Right in that bathing suit.
Huh.
Yeah, throwback.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, looking all good and stuff. Right.
So, Miss Kathleen, how was your first day on set? What did you expect on the Friday set? And was it what you expected, or what was it for you?
You know what? I think the first day on the set, I gotta remember if I worked or not. I think I got there, and I don't even know if they used me the first day. I can't remember, but I worked maybe 3 or 4 days. That was it. But we did the reading, me, Chris, and Q. We did a little, not table reading, but we stood in the street somewhere where we were shooting because, the budget was
We did the table reading. We did the table reading. Do you remember?
I'm trying to remember the table reading.
I remember.
Oh, yes, I do remember that table reading. I take that back. Yes. I do remember. I do. But my thing was, and I didn't really understand the character that well. And I would always say that I got a little offended when Chris Tucker was saying, yeah, Miss Parker, this, Miss Parker ain't nothing but a hoe. I'm like, I was taken aback, like, I am not a hoe. What you talking about?
Hey, look, I was going to ask you about that because it says that right there, that you told an untold story about how you got offended, Chris Tucker.
I did.
He was like, wait, hold on now. Wait now. I know this is a movie and all, but hold on now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, hold on now.
How you know me? No.
Pooh.
But
Hey, Pooh. What's this nigga talking about?
Some other things off the cuff and top of his head, like, is that what kind of person Miss Parker is? when I put them clothes on, I said, oh Lord, I guess she is a hoe. And I could never really understand or hear what they were saying on the other side of the street. I was getting prompted.
Little man, when the little man came out your house, and
that's the little guy from I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Hey, he and I are still.
Hey man, he wanted that ass, boy. He, rest in peace, Bernie Mac. He wanted Bernie Mac for breakfast. He was like, I'm gonna get them.
You knew Mr. Cox already.
Right.
Huh? You knew Mr. Cox.
Oh,
I'm asking you. You knew Tony already, Tony Cox? You said
no, I didn't know him then. No, we just talked after. I became good friends with Bernie Mac afterward, and Tony and I stayed in contact, and we play cards to this day, stuff.
Give him a love. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
In so many great movies. He's done so many
great. Oh, he's a sweetheart. I love him, man. He's
for people.
If you want him on the show, I'll put you in touch.
I do, Mama. So, okay. So when you got on set and they said bend over and water your plants, what were you thinking?
I just said, let me just milk it for all it's worth.
Get it, girl. Get it. Come on now. Get it there. This is for y'all. Now you see what I'm talking about? This is for y'all.
Like the most perfect.
Hey, we're happy about it.
That I could have taken, like, you wish you had something up inside, that backside, and it just worked.
You right, girl, like the old folks say, you sure played your part.
Hey, can I say something?
Tell him, Jay. Tell him, Jay.
Hey, because I'm a huge fan of the movie. I'm a fan of you. You look so good in the scene. People didn't even notice that it wasn't no damn plants over there.
Right,
You was
no
watering
grass,
naked ground. And nobody cared. We was like, we don't care what she watering. As long as she keep watering, we don't care.
The people didn't notice. People didn't notice that dude was in the bed. Shut up, Jay. People didn't notice it ain't no plants that she watering.
Hell no.
People didn't notice it till like the second or third time they saw the movie. The first time you saw that movie, you didn't know there was nothing there for her to water. It didn't matter.
I never noticed no damn plants. How can you look at the plants, man? What in the shit?
Where my eyes are.
I done seen the movie 100 times. So when you start seeing it so many times, you like, man, there wasn't even no damn plants over there. Like,
I don't understand. I don't understand, Jay. I don't understand, Jay, how your eyes never stopped at the same place every time.
It took me like 30 times to notice the dude in the bed on Joy's scene. Like, it was way after the fact. She giving dude a hard time. Like, I know you was at the movies. It's a nigga in the back chilling the whole time. Like, I ain't seen that the first time either. Like,
yeah, I know it's still one of those things you can watch over and over and over and still catch.
And that's probably why we just got a cute little check in the mail from Friday.
I'm looking for mine.
The pandemic. They, SAG sent us. Thank you guys for honoring that movie the way and loving us and loving that movie the way you do. So, did you know that it would be a hit? Did you think it would be what it is, Miss Kathleen?
Nobody did. Nobody. Talking about setting precedents for a film and a black film and a comedy and a very low budget film, and F. Gary Gray, I can't say enough about him. He is just an incredible director, and the things that he's done to go on to what he's done and been associated with that and everything with that movie.
He got a walk of fame, Miss Kathleen, a square, what is it?
Hollywood Square.
Oh yes, sorry, I'm walking. Yeah, Hollywood Square. Yeah. Right. Yep. So it was all about, once again, divine order and all the characters, everything. So we're supposed to, mention A.J. Johnson. Unfortunately,
this was Gotti's idea. After A.J. passed over, we wanted to discuss and talk about all the great family members that have passed over from Friday. A.J. was 56, and did you get a chance to say goodbye?
I know that. I didn't know. I didn't hear about the funeral services. I was a little upset. I didn't hear. Angela Means and I were still good friends, from Friday. We talk occasionally, but I didn't know about his.
Angie went to the.
No, I don't think she went either. I don't think she knew. I think it seemed like it happened so quickly, and what have you. That
did you have a picture of AJ? I did get to say bye because we were talking about doing a project together.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But he did talk to, he just did a successful movie with Master P and one of my girlfriends, Tangerine.
Oh, wonderful.
So I might bring Tangerine. I got to ask Tangerine Clayton because she did get to work with him in that Master P project. And he tore it up. He was so good in that movie. He stole the whole movie.
Good for him. I can't wait to see. That's great. That leap to add to his legacy. Wonderful.
Yes. Tiny. Mm-hmm. Did you get to say bye to Tiny?
No, actually, no. I didn't get to say goodbye to him.
And how did Tiny die? Did we ever find out how AJ passed over? No, was it drug related?
They said he had a heart attack. And I'm not sure. There, I think he started back drinking a little because he had been straight for a while. And then, how things take a toll on you in your life. And you're not getting the work you need in the business. And one thing or the other piles up on you. And
what happened with Tiny?
To that effect. But, I'm not going to repeat anything. I don't know to be factual. But Tiny, he had suffered with a bout of COVID for a long time. Really? But prior to that, he and I and Angela, Felicia went to Texas to do a signing for the Comic-Con. We all were together hanging out there. Yeah, it was cool. Signing autographs. This was about 3 years ago, at least. Had to be 3 years ago.
Yeah, before COVID.
Actually, was when exactly the day Kobe died. We were there wrapping up. We had been the 2 days prior, so that was exactly when we were there. And Tiny was with us. We did a Q&A. We all just kind of hung out together. I had known him prior to that because he's a very good friend of mine, Edmund Anderson, whose dad was Rochester Anderson from Jack
Rochester, really?
So his dad.
I'm a huge fan.
Huh?
I'm a huge Rochester fan.
You can have him on the show, his son Edmund Anderson.
I'm gonna have you just be our
They have a mansion and a place that is historical, that the house he lived in. My husband
would love to see that because, you know, he did so many things for our people beyond making Rochester one of the first Black roles that was not, even though he worked for a white man, was not kowtowing underneath the white man.
Yeah, he sat there and had to sit down, feet up and tell him, you go get the door.
Rochester be like, I ain't thinking about your ass, Benny. Go sit down. I
love your hair. I love the look.
Thank you. She cute. I'm trying to salvage my hair because I had a bad perm. So I keep it braided, and you know, Miss Kathleen, somehow you went silent.
House divided. Congratulations.
So, Miss Kathleen, I want to go to Comic-Con. How do y'all make that happen?
Actually, someone approached Angela, who had her sign some photos and autographs and was paying her for the pictures. And he mentioned to her that that's what was happening, and everybody was familiar with Friday. They'd never really taken that, you know, sometimes Comic-Con is real strange because they're into all those superheroes.
Right.
And all that.
Star Wars.
Yes.
So we did okay. They really love Tiny. Me and Felicia, we did okay. We had some people coming by signing, taking pictures, $35 for a picture, $50 for a little snapshot video if you want to videotape and stuff. Oh yeah, it's some good money there. Some of these people come there that I don't even know their names.
Do is like have my manager, because my manager, I got a new manager, and she just hooked me up with, I had another guest come on and talk about, what's it called, Forrest, where you go on and your client, your fans can talk to you on the phone? Cameo.
Yeah, I know it's
Cameo. Things like Comic-Con, because they asked us to go to Comic-Con for Rusty's movie, which is a scary film, Tales from the Hood. And then we had the pandemic. So I'm just trying to get to Comic-Con because from what I hear, like you say, it's like thousands of people and you get to put all that money in your pocket.
Yeah, you do. I mean, you know, the promoters and different things, they get photos of you, they pay for all that and do that. But the Comic-Con is really a different kind of.
Do you perform? What do you do?
There's so many, and I think sometimes it's not the best venue for the movie like Friday or some things we do, because they're really looking for all
iconic stuff.
The superheroes and all of the X-Men and all of that kind of thing.
Well, Debo is iconic. Debo is iconic as far as
he had a big
and you know, Tiny had a phenomenal wrestling career prior to becoming an actor. Like that's how Forrest knows Tommy, because
people love him from the Fifth Element when he was president and stuff. So he had a great following.
But
he had a lot of money on. He's the one that got me on Cameo. He said, "Look," he showed me he made like $40,000.
So you do Cameo too, Miss Kathleen? You do Cameo too?
Yes, I do. It's a little slow, you know. Sometimes you got to promote it, and put it out there.
You do. I asked my friend. Well, I'll find out. So, how was it with Tiny? I'm glad you all got to spend some time together.
Yeah, we had fun when we were working. I think we
that was my buddy for life. Like
days there and everything and stuff. You know, Tiny though, Tiny gets a little strange sometimes when he just does personality. You know, people don't take it the right way. You got to know him to love him because he can be dry humor and say things. You know, that one eye, he's very intimidating and scary. But he had a good time. It was fun.
Not me. Girl, you know, I'm hard to I be looking at Tiny like, get down here. Bang. No, but I can see that people be a little intimidated by that eyeball.
Right. Yeah. But,
yeah.
Bless his heart. And
what about
and who else we had? Of course, our dear John Witherspoon.
That killed. Did you go to the funeral?
He had his wife. Robinson was a very dear friend of mine. She and I started out modeling together.
Really?
I didn't really know John that well, you know, and of course, you know, working in Friday, you didn't get a chance to really meet everybody, but I knew him through Angela on a few occasions. We'd see each other, but he was just a phenomenal actor, great person. Just, I mean, you know, you can't say enough about him and his characters. I love it. I mean, he's bang, bang,
bang, bang, bang, bang.
You better run. Where my love goes.
By surprise. Bang, bang. You know, still very difficult.
Okay, what about Yvette?
All right, Yvette. I never met her, and I watched her, and she was just such a great character. And
I liked her a lot. That was a nice lady. People got confused a lot.
Yeah, right.
And I don't know, but people would be like, "You that lady from Friday," and I'd be like, "Yeah," and they'd be like, They think I was. What was that man's name that they said she was him?
They thought she
looked like Janet Jackson. They tell me I look like Janet Jackson.
Yeah, they'd be like, "You Freddie Jackson," and I'd be like, "No, I'm Joy, the girlfriend." Like, oh, yeah, you're right. But yes, people did, and she told me that people got her confused with me sometimes as well. She was
blonde hair, the braids,
sweet woman. Bernie, we mentioned Bernie.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Bernie had gotten close after you and Bernie had become friends.
Yeah, we communicated for a while, you know, because I was actually dealing with a company that had some really good herbs and vitamins and stuff that really was great for memory loss and different things. And so he was getting some of the herbs and stuff and what have you. And if he'd come to town, I'd, you know, go see a concert or something. But, you know, he had sarcoidosis, and I'm very familiar with sarcoidosis because I have a cousin who has that as well.
Explain
and that, you know, it's something within your system. It's a very rare disease that most Black people have, but, you know, at some point, you know, they've gotten a little better with trying to help diagnose it, treat it, and care for it now down the line than they have before. But just so unfortunate, so young, so talented.
Ronaldo Ray, he died from sarcoidosis complications from pneumonia. You're right. Yvette died from kidney disease. Thank you, Forrest. John Witherspoon, a heart attack.
Heart attack, right.
Tiny died from the coronavirus, like you said. Yeah. And Ronaldo. So Ronaldo Ray, complicated.
I love Ronaldo. I was very close with him. That was my dog. Because, you know, I spent a lot of time with Red Fox and all those guys and Richard.
You spent time with Red? Oh, yeah, because you did the movie.
Yeah. But I knew Red Fox before that because Red Fox, the Love Machine, we would open up the act for Red Fox in Las Vegas. We would do like 3 or 4 shows.
You kids Red Fox.
He used to call me the girl from
Ipanema. How did you know to pull that pic? You so smart, baby. Come on now. Have y'all seen Red Fox's live show in Las Vegas? Classic. Him and his cocktail. You opened for that, Miss Kathleen?
Yes. Oh my God, yeah, girl. We had such good times, and we'd come back here to Los Angeles, go to his office and hang out. You know, he was all about smoking. Okay, he called me the girl from Ipanema. He said, "You my girl from Ipanema."
That song.
Hang out. We worked for Sammy Davis Jr. too, baby.
You worked for Sammy as one of his dancers?
we will open up his show, The Love Machine.
The Love Machine. I thought you were one of those long leg dancers.
We were opening acts for them.
Yeah. Sorry. We still talking.
The Circle Rose, the Sammy. Oh yeah.
Y'all must have hook up. Y'all have Vegas going.
You boss could talk. Okay.
Did you post some pictures? Did you guys have like fancy Vegas outfits? You were like,
oh my God, we were very scantily clad. When you look at some of the photos and pictures, and you can kind of go back and look at some things that have been posted about the Love Machine. We were like way beyond our dress years. We had like bikini tops on, little shorts, midriff. Boots like this are platform boots this high. I used to come out and sing, hey, big brother, as soon as you arrive. I used to come out and do a cartwheel and a split in them fucking heels, girl. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yes, Steve will work.
Can we work with that?
You were like famous. You were like local. All right now.
There you go. Yep. The Love Machine.
Which one are you?
You got to dig them out. We did a lot.
Kathleen.
That was just, we never wore that. That was just for a photo, but we had chains. Girl, listen, let me tell you, I have
you ain't none of them.
Huh?
That's you.
Yeah, that's not the best picture of us. We did that for a promo for ad. But listen, we have these outfits on. We were in Paris, France. Of course, it was this live show. And I was
the original Pussycat Dolls. That's all it is.
We had chains on. They would come like this dog collar and chains and material. And there was midriff and like a bikini and then chains and the flare out. We came out. Listen to this. We came out singing. And I was singing, rock steady, baby, that's what I feel now. Just exactly what it is. And
what it is.
My chain broke on live TV. My chain broke. Now my pity was
Janet Jackson in France.
I had a malfunction. I had to do the whole song standing up like this, doing like this. I couldn't do the song. But listen,
you probably famous in France.
That video is out. So
he had to go, y'all. He got disconnected. He says he loves you, Miss Kathleen.
Oh, love him too.
Go ahead.
That video resurfaced about 5 or 6 years ago. And as a matter of fact, that show and that particular instance is one of the 100 well-known bloopers in France to this day. It's in the 100 well-known bloopers. I'm telling you, I was there. You can see it online. Yeah, there we go. That was our American outfit and stuff.
Oh, is that you with the pretty mouth, right? Which I'm not even gonna guess. You're the one right there with the mouth open.
I can't see it. My eyes.
I picked the right one. You the pretty one.
Yeah, pick the right one. Yeah.
With all with the personality.
Yeah.
Because you go online and see.
She's looking at you. Why are you looking at Kathleen? You supposed to be looking forward, doing what you supposed to do.
Hey, we supposed to be singing like performing like that.
Y'all fine. All of y'all fine.
Yeah, we had some wonderful times together.
But when you look at a picture, you can tell which one is Beyonce. Go back, Forrest. Go back. You can see Beyonce in the picture. It's 80 y'all, and I see Beyonce. Forrest, you can't go back for me, baby.
Huh?
Okay, it's gonna be a second. So. All right. Ronaldo passed away from complications from a stroke.
Yeah, I love it.
You guys were close. That's from a long time. Yeah. I'm so impressed. So, yes, y'all look at all these ladies. Quit acting like you can't see the star. You see the
star now, but who else did we have that pass?
Miss LaWanda Page.
Oh, yeah, LaWanda Page.
Now, that is a classic diva. Esther.
That part of the movie was so funny, coming about the Jehovah's Witnesses and shit.
LaWanda Page, I'm such a huge fan. Like, she was so strong because she wasn't an ugly woman, but she played along with the joke.
Right.
I do a show called Family Time. We recently got canceled because the Bounce changed ownership. That's the only reason, y'all, because we know you love us. But look at this bad woman.
Right, look at her. I know.
And she allowed Red Fox to say
amazing.
Ain't nothing right there. Ain't nothing ugly. So it's just an example of how you cannot allow Hollywood to shape you. She was making money being ugly, so she said, "Fine, I'll be ugly." Like some of those earlier records she did, those blue records. Did you ever see her do stand-up?
No, I never did.
She was very dirty.
Yeah, oh, good for her.
And had a lot of like, rhymes, and she did like the whole Dolomite dirty rhyming.
Okay.
Yes.
Speaking of Dolomite, I just finished and wrapped a movie called The Daughters of Dolomite. That's the latest thing I'm in. The Daughters of Dolomite. But
well, look out for that.
I'm the correctional agent, girl. I'm this is gonna be like the second Miss Parker coming. I'm in the correctional office and I'm screwing all the people to try to get the parolees trying to get some information and stuff. It's funny. It's a comedy. It's so funny. The Dolomite has 3 daughters he didn't know he had, one Asian, one Black, and one Hispanic. It's some funny shit. It's so funny. What's his name? Quarter is the producer and writer. I can't even think, he's gonna kill me. But it's gonna be funny. The Daughters of Dolomite. Just keep that in mind.
The Daughters of Dolomite. You had me at Daughters of Dolomite, and the fact that they're like Charlie's Angels 2.0 is I'm loving it, and I'm feeling like the costumes are gonna be phenomenal. I'm feeling like there's some karate going on.
You know what? It's set in the modern day setting. It's not going back to the 70s, 80s. It's a modern day Dolomite.
But it's still some.
You can afford to have all the costumes and cars and stuff.
I would think it's cheaper to just go to the thrift store.
No, it works. You're gonna see. It is so funny. Michael Clark, actresses, these young girls did such an excellent job.
I'm so excited to see it. Do you know what network is coming out on yet?
No, we don't know anything. We're still wrapping it up. We're still.
I know how that is.
With the low budget.
Saying prayers, and I'm thankful. The first smart thing they did was put you in it, so we already know they got good sense.
Oh yeah.
So Michael Clark Duncan.
Oh right, that's right. Yeah, he was going with my girl, Omarosa. Omarosa's from Youngstown, Ohio.
Yes, that's my baby. And she went to college where I went, Howard.
I like her.
She went to college.
She's a cool ass chick, isn't she?
And smart and very smart.
Yeah, but still cool. It's Ohio. I'm convinced I've never met an Ohio woman. I did not.
That's what I'm saying. Her auntie, I knew her cousin and auntie before I knew her back in Youngstown. Cool and the Manigaults. Gail Manigault, her cousin.
Oh, you got to be cool. Name Manigault. You just sound fancy. Your name Manigault.
Yeah, right.
Manigault. My name is Manigault. Who else is Manigault? Okay, and then the last is Justin Pierce from Next Friday, who committed suicide.
Oh, the Hispanic. Who's that?
That was Roach. He played Roach.
Bellagio, a Latino guy.
Yeah, the Latino guy, right.
Roach, yes. Now, to the Latino guy in Our Friday. He's so fucking fine. Why he ain't working?
I met that guy. Where did I see him?
See?
The Latino guy Friday. I just saw him.
Fine Latino dude on film since him and Friday, and he ain't working. He must be making money out there on them streets.
No, I just saw that guy somewhere at an event, and I cannot remember where. It had to be a couple years ago.
Now, Adam Rodriguez, when he was named Jesus, I don't know if y'all know Adam when he was Jesus, but when Adam's name was Jesus, he had hair down to here. When he first came to Hollywood, that was a fine man.
he's a good looking. I just saw him. I can't remember.
Adam got Hollywood, and I don't know. He is cute. He's still fine. But that man from Friday, I see some of these little Latino guys working, and I'm like, where his fine self? Go ahead, Kosi. What you trying to ask Miss Kathleen, baby?
How's your golf? How's your swing? Are you still
going man?
Yeah, she says she plays with our little her boyfriend from Friday.
Who? I play cards with him, not golf.
I thought you said golf. I just imagine him out there swinging.
No, Lord child, no. No. I play big whist with Tony, but I love playing golf. My husband and I play a lot. I play in a lot of celebrity golf tournaments. Cedric the Entertainer. As a matter of fact, I've seen Chris Tucker out on a few of the celebrity tournaments. So we kind of rekindled and met up during there.
You look cute in your golf outfits, huh?
Huh?
You look cute in your golf outfits, huh?
You know this, honey, of course. Yeah, right.
So do you have a good swing? You have a good game?
I love it. It's so refreshing, rewarding, but it can beat your ass up. It is so mind-blowing while you're out there trying to hit that damn little ball, fit in that hole. I mean, it takes some real motivation and thinking and skill, and not everybody's day is the same. As you can see from the golf players, everybody can play the same course over and over. You're not going to hit that ball the exact same way, same place every day.
It's a different game.
I love it.
Right. And it requires strategy, really, just to hit the ball into a hole.
Oh, yeah, it does. It's called course management at some point, and the older you get, sometimes people hitting the ball long. I hit it kind of hard and long. Now I'm pretty good.
The same holes every time, hole 1, hole 2. Where's the strategy and where you end up based on how are you going to get your ball in the hole each time?
That's pretty much it. It's all like when you have your first shot, you want to make sure you stay in the fairway first of all, because when you go left or right, it's an obstacle that you will have to overcome and to take strokes off your game. Usually, if you get too far off, you want to stay in the fairway. You want to have if it's a par 4, a nice good long drive, and to have a second drive, ideally get on the green on the second drive so you can get a birdie or a par. You want to get, if it's four holes, 4 strokes, you want to get there in par. It's a par 3. You want to at least try to make par, but it's difficult. Is
it the lower your strokes, the better the game?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And then you're also part of the Bid Whist crew out here, because your crew, you guys do a lot of fun things like Miss Kiki's bowling tournament. You guys do a lot of bid whist playing. You guys don't do spades as much as you do bid whist. You're part of that crew that is very, very active within the Black community out here doing great social work as well. I think this is the perfect time for you to introduce your book. If you'd like, talk about what made you decide to write your book?
I actually wrote the book. I thought about it after I got fired on The Price is Right, which they said it wasn't fired, that it was just they were trying to give Janice and I a new position at CBS with the model search or something. But anyway.
Did that happen?
No, it didn't happen.
So they said they were gonna put you on a new show where you would be a judge for a new show which predated Tyra's model search show.
Right. That's right.
You would have been. And what happened? It was a pipe.
We think it was a farce in the way that they let us go, and Bob was nowhere around.
Well, they ought to be feeling real stupid right now because Tyra Banks has created a whole conglomerate out of that idea that spans the world.
Yes, she did. But nevertheless, it was kind of devastating when I got let go from the show. I was going to sue. I had an attorney, but we came to a mutual agreement. They made a settlement with me. And part of that gag order was like 3-4 years after I got let go. I couldn't talk about it, say anything, or what have you. And so I thought about it and I said, I do want to write a book because, writing is so therapeutic. And I tell people and I talk and I do a lot of motivational speaking to youth and different girls and people, just to motivate yourself. Right? Everybody has a story to write. I don't care what it is. You write it, do it. And I had a lot on my mind, a lot I wanted to say, a lot I wanted to talk about. And oddly enough, when I was going through the airport one time, I saw a book that inspired me to write it. And that happened to be Corinne Stephan, Video Vixen. It was in the goddamn freaking airport. And then I jumped off on TV selling all these books and shit.
My girl Corinne, what up? What up?
I said, she can do it. I know I can do it. I got
she's a very, very intelligent woman. Her IQ is
I met her and I told her she inspired me to write this book. And I kind of patterned.
She's a sweet pie. She ain't no fucking joke.
Right.
If you ever meet Corinne, she's the coolest mega mind. She ain't no joke. So you talk to her and she suggested the same as she did to me. She was like, why are you fucking around? She suggested that you write a book.
No, she didn't suggest I write a book. I just was motivated. I bought her book. It was an easy read. And guess kind of way I patterned it off of her book a little bit and some other people's book. And I said, why? I'm not going to ever reinvent the wheel. I'm just going to make it a little different, maybe a couple more spokes to it. Or maybe
do it, Miss Kathleen. So, when you're ready to write a book, they suggest that you read some of your favorite authors, some of the books that you enjoyed reading. Hers was an autobiography and you enjoyed it. It was an easy read and it was successful. It stayed on the New York Times bestsellers list. No matter what y'all want to say about that diva, her story was told and it made money. And I pray the same success to you. And so you
self-published actually, which is a difficult thing to do sometimes. We did really a lot of good work on this book, but it can be bought on Amazon or my website, KathleenBradley.tv.
Explain the process of self-publishing versus publishing.
Well, initially the ideal thing was to get a publicist and to get a literary agent. I did shop it a little bit after I wrote it and tried to get that happening. I could have probably did that, but at some point I got a little bit antsy and self-publishing was becoming even more popular.
What is the difference? I mean, they give you money up front.
Well, there's various ways to self-publish. They have a lot of companies out now that you can give your manuscript to, give your idea to, give your photos to, and they'll help you do it and put it together. And some people will do and help you with your editing and if you need it or not. I did have some friends that were editors, but I wrote it all myself. This is all me. I didn't need nobody to tell me to say this happened and that happened. And me and my husband, and I did, and Bob Barker has a book out. I just did some things. We did, the forward, all the lettering and stuff.
So you're basically ready for the documentary now.
I'm ready for the documentary.
That's the next step.
Yep. Ready. But this is not truly my life story, but this just encompasses the 10 years I spent on The Price is Right, but which other things actually led to me being on that show and the success that I've had from it. So I had to talk about why and how I got there.
About Friday. It talks about the 70s, everything that you've discussed with us tonight. It talks about in detail your marriage, your first marriage, your second marriage, your involvement with all these phenomenal celebrities, not just Bob Barker guys, but she's mentioned tonight that she's rubbed elbows with Eddie Murphy. Now I could just look at her and tell she's Eddie Murphy's type. I just know Eddie Murphy's type because I wasn't.
I was gonna say I did more than rub elbows with Eddie, but I won't say that.
But I just know your book is a fun read. So Kosi, you look like you're bubbling over with the question. Go ahead, my love. Get it out.
You ladies are freaking crazy, man.
I know.
Because I've actually known Miss Bradley, KB, as I like to call her, and that's what I have in my phone. Maybe not, just in case I lose my phone. But I've had the pleasure of interviewing Kathleen for several times. Red carpets. She
use my shoes.
She's participated in my first year's telethon. Her memoirs is extraordinary. She's an extraordinary person, extraordinary mother, extraordinary grandmother, extraordinary friend, and I wish you nothing but success. And with all that, I say, Peace be unto you, my sister.
Thank you, my love. Great. You know,
huh? Oh, so you don't have a question?
No, because I basically.
She knows everything, girl.
She's right.
The bodies are buried.
Paula, Paula, I've interviewed Kathleen so many times. I can tell you what color draw she got on right now. None.
Now, why am I like, Jada Street? Would you like to ask Miss Kathleen a question?
Well, I've been tuned in since before I called in, so I just been enjoying the ride. Like I be enjoying being able to get this history behind the scenes about a lot of things, because seeing you on Friday made me and some of the guys, we went and look to see where you was at in other places. So I knew about the Price is Right. I knew about a lot of other things. So what made you really stick to the silver screen instead of the music? Because you had a better music career than a lot of musicians have had. So
yes, that's a great question, Jay, because how many of us have been to Vegas opening for some of the people that you, Sammy, Red? That's a
Red Star, Tully and Glacius. We were at the Hilton when Elvis Presley, we saw him backstage. He was coming in
with you.
Huh?
Did he flirt with you?
No, but he walked and we were getting ready to go in. You know, everybody goes through the kitchen and the artist. And we saw Elvis. He was getting off the elevator. And we said, hi. He said, hi, ladies. And he kept going. We're like, oh.
Quit playing.
At the same time, we were working in the lounge.
Boys don't like black ladies, but don't be knowing. They be feeling like they don't. But trust and believe, Elvis turned around and was like,
yeah, he did. Yeah. We worked a lot with Tom Jones, though, too. We worked extremely a lot with Tom Jones.
He liked Chocolate Thunder.
Tom Jones, you know, he liked his black women.
Did he flirt? Were you cool with Miss Mary?
Oh, huh?
Miss Mary Wilson?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Mary
was dated for a while.
Yeah, Mary was
Mr. Tom flirt with you? Tom Jones?
Then when we were in San Juan, Puerto Rico, when Mary was just getting with her, what's his name, first husband. When we met all them in Puerto Rico, the Temptations, they loved the Love Machine.
Oh, they love the Love Machine.
We were hanging out with the Temptations in Puerto Rico because we worked like on the other side of the island. But when we finish, or whoever finished their show first, we go around to watch them do their little show, and they come watch us do the show. And Melvin and Otis and they love the Love Machine because we were like a female. We were female Temptations.
Yes,
we were a power. I mean, we was like doing stuff that unheard of for females to do back then.
That sounds like fun. Like you should create the Love Machine too. Like I don't think beyond the Pussycat Dolls, there's ever been anything close, similar to,
nothing.
I think in my head, you guys must have had the energy of LaBelle, but you're closer to the Pussycat Dolls.
We had the energy of the Temptations, Tina Turner, and with Beyonce and J-Lo and all them doing now.
Let me tell you this.
Sweating. I mean, we were drinking.
When you said you did a cartwheel in heels,
we were doing all kind of stuff. I'm checking Plastic Man, all the Temptation songs. We were just doing it, y'all. You name it.
We have a couple minutes to talk about. We like to kind of talk about current affairs, and I don't know if any of you all heard about John Gruden. Every time I tried to type his name, spell check changed it to crudeness, but he said a young man named Demarius Smith had Michelin tire lips.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard about that. I heard.
He also made some statements against the LGBTQ community.
Now he called somebody queer. I'm trying to figure out why is that bad? Because don't they say that's what they want to call themselves, queer now?
I mean, you have to know what somebody what they consider themselves to be before you start calling them.
And he didn't say that. And he didn't say that word. He used a more derogatory statement.
Yeah, he used a worse word.
He used the word that starts with the F.
Oh, he used the F word.
Right.
Like the cigarette they have in Europe, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like the cigarettes they have in Europe.
But
here's the
Michelin tire lip man.
Wait, here's the irony about it. And what David
wait a minute, please. Is this the Michelin Tire Man lips? Yeah. Okay.
Here's the thing. And like David Chappelle said, this coach said on Thursday and referred to the player as Michelin Tire Lips on Thursday. Wait. And he still coached on Sunday.
The whole weekend.
Right. On Monday, he used a derogatory statement against a gay person and he got fired.
Oh,
immediately.
You better
immediately.
I know it. It is such a double-edged sword there, and with the LBQ,
you can
whatever. I can't say the whole.
I'm sorry, you said talking about double-edged sword.
I think some things are really just taken out of context, and people are getting too sensitive. And people got to remember, for the most part, as far as I'm talking about comedians, people are comedians. Richard Pryor, Red Fox, and all these things. People used to talk about everybody. Everybody, so goddamn fucking what? Excuse my language. That pisses me off. And certain people have to make up and apologetic for some things that aren't.
Apology ain't apologizing.
Nobody is really, it's all in. They talk about everybody.
Okay.
They talk about black folks, Negroes, and niggas and stuff. Please, come on.
Put the man back and let me see. Does he?
Why did Forrest put the Michelin Man up here?
That's Forrest crazy. I think Forrest thinks the man really got Michelin Tire lips. Now, I got Michelin Tire lips.
Yeah, you got some lips. Now you got a mouth. Paula, you got some mouth.
You mama, you do too. Quit playing with that pretty smile. That's why we Beyonce's. Look at them lips. Now, is it bad if it's true? Look at these.
Oh Lord, the tires. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably got good years myself. I'm proud of my lips too. Like,
so,
I don't know.
Okay, so he ain't say monkey lips or nothing. He said some tire lips. It's not bad. It is bad, but it's not bad. But he gets fired because he called someone a queer. Do we have a picture of the guy he called a queer? Is he a queer?
We don't know. That's what makes it worse. Is you call people something. You don't know anything about them.
Is a queer.
You can insult a black man and nothing happens, but you can insult a black person and nothing.
I'm thinking, is it because he really did have Michelin Tire lips?
No.
But you just can't say
really.
That in itself is demeaning of one particular person geared toward that person per se. But then what they're saying about the whole different community when you're a gay person or something, that they just all take it to heart.
So you think it's only demeaning to say a black man has Michelin Tire lips if you're just talking about that particular black man? But this guy who's supposed to be queer, he don't look queer to me. He does not look like he represents the LBGQ community.
So much things are being said, but just don't get caught saying it. That's all I say.
I think it's ambiguous to try to say it crosses a thin line to try to say I was talking specifically to that one Michelin Tire lip man when all black people got fat Michelin Tire lips. So
not all black people do. That's categorizing and generalizing, which I don't like, period.
Right.
I don't care if the people say all good people, this, that, and the other, because they're not.
People don't. You're right, Miss Kathleen. Most black people, all four of us black people on this screen, got big old Michelin pretty lips.
Yeah. And there are characteristics that are, dominant it's not, I don't say indigenous, but with certain races and people, like the eyes or the lips or the nose and color.
He's trying to say white people are queer.
Well, I don't know. I know the power.
That white man.
Yeah. The power is in the movement, and the people are afraid of the movement, which is why he can call somebody a derogatory term about their sexuality and get fired immediately. Because people are afraid of that movement. They're afraid of being boycotted by that movement.
Was Chris wrong?
He's wrong in making any derogatory terms, period. He's wrong on both sides.
And I did that movie with the chicken hoe.
I remember that movie.
What's that man's name? Chappelle, Dave. I get Dave and Chris. I used to be getting Dave and Chris mixed up to Malak. I'd be talking about Dave and her. She married to Chris. I'd be like, well, ain't Chris from DC? She'd be like, no, you're talking about Dave again. So I'm sorry, y'all. I get Dave and Chris mixed up. But yes, so that's why Netflix refused to remove David's stand-up. Because like Cassandra just said, there are a lot of valid points and observations with society that will let it ride when you demean a Black man based on a feature that is consistent in most, Miss Kathleen, Black people. Versus you get fired over calling a white man a queer. All white people ain't queer.
No.
We don't even know if he queer. But most Black people got big lips. But we let that ride.
Right.
Saying a whole lot about not just our society, but about the powers that be. The powers that chose to finally fire this guy.
They weren't afraid. They weren't afraid that we as Black people
we have no
come for them.
Oh, take it to the street.
They weren't afraid we was gonna come for them about the lip comment.
They
was afraid. They was afraid of their community coming at them about their queer comment.
People, because queer people run in the world. Afraid that queer people will say, "You trying to come for us because this nigga ain't one of us."
Yeah, really, and even that word "queer" a while back, people thought that was demeaning queer.
Well, they like it.
I think that's a really strange word, but they like to be.
I don't know what it means. What is queer?
I know.
This is what I think. I'm going to invite someone who responds to themselves as queer. And I asked one of my gay girlfriends before, but when you're gay, you are gay. But I think queer is like, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And even when they name a TV show "Queer Guys for the Straight Eyes," what's it called?
They're more like.
I know. Oh my God.
That's queer.
But you know what? Hey, everybody do and be what they be. But Lord, like he said, Lord make two species, a woman and a man. You either got a dick or pussy. Excuse me. Bottom line.
What you do with it is up to you, right?
Yeah, of course it is. But
it's yours.
That gender identification is people have their right and their freedom, but you can't change what God gave you down below. Well, they can change it, but that's a whole nother process. So
it's a different conversation.
That's a whole nother thing. That's trans.
Yeah.
That's the trans community.
That's a serious operation when they have to
painful.
Change your whole
and take your balls and turn your balls inside out and they become a vagina.
Yeah, that is very, very deep. But if that's what makes that person a better person or fulfills them as trying to be.
I'm very happy. Thank you, Father, for giving me an opportunity to do that. But there have been men who've wanted their penis cut off since eunuchs, since prior to Jesus, BC. Men have been considered eunuchs and cut their penis off so they could have higher singing voices. It's been rumored that Michael Jackson did that, but I don't believe it because I heard ladies say Michael Jackson had a big penis.
Yeah, I don't think Michael, I don't know.
No, he didn't have a big penis.
I'd rather sound like Blue from the Temptations than to have somebody cut off what I got. I'm keeping what I got.
Like that?
I sing bass.
Paula, can I ask you a question? Where do you get your information from?
I read a lot.
What are you reading? Tell me.
I watch a lot of Korean historical dramas.
You do?
Wait. So the Korean historical drama told you that Michael Jackson.
Oh no, they didn't tell me that. They just told me that them eunuchs been chopping their penises off for a long time.
That's deep.
He told me that Michael Jackson was told to chop his pee off when he was a little boy, so his voice could stay. I'm from Detroit, well, Cleveland. I was born in Detroit. Remember, Cozy, I get some tea that y'all other New York mugs don't necessarily get. Now I heard.
Is it tea? Wait. Is it tea? Or is it some? Is it tea or is it some UFO? I'm sitting here trying to ride with you, PJ. But right now, you losing me, my guy.
Nobody ever heard they asked Mike Jackson to cut his balls off to keep his voice high.
Nope, I've never heard.
No.
Yeah, you put us on with that one. We ain't know about that one.
Allegedly, and you gotta say allegedly.
Okay, allegedly. But then I also said I heard Mike Jackson had a big penis, so I don't know one from the other. Y'all, I just know what I've been told, and that's all I know. So y'all look it up. And a lot of things I want you all to look up. I don't want you listening to me. I don't want you listening to Barbara Streisand, Barbara Walters, and thinking what she got to say is the truth. No, look it up. If you find anything that I say that you can't wrap your mind around, look it up. Sometimes I just make up shit so y'all will look at it.
Well, I'm not putting Michael Jackson.
Was not one of them, Kelsey.
I don't want that on my. I don't want that in my history. On my
see the
phone.
penis police.
No, me either. That is something that I will not ever repeat.
Because I know the Jacksons and I knew Michael. I'm not even putting that in my Google.
So he did have a big penis. I had heard that. I did. That's what made me not believe. But I did hear they wanted to do that to him to keep, and maybe not Michael, but they did do that to a lot of young tenor boys in Rome so that they would have high voices.
I believe that.
Maybe they got away from it. Okay. Goodness gracious. I said I heard he had a big penis, so I mean he didn't do it. He had some kids. I guess they didn't do it. I'm just telling y'all what the plan was.
All right.
I ain't gonna be on here being picked on, Kelsey, because I got Detroit information that y'all ain't never heard of. And
you got Detroit information and an Ohio brain. That's dangerous.
Queens didn't do it. That queen.
She said Detroit information with an Ohio brain. Oh,
yeah, that's scary. That's real scary. Woo. All right, y'all. Hey, I gotta wrap it up in a minute. Once again, you know, and everybody go to my Instagram, Kathleen Bradley _Mrs. Parker. Get your book. Make great holiday gifts. I had some T-shirts and merchandise.
Can I please kiss your tush like I learned a couple weeks ago from a friend before you leave and tell you what a phenomenal artist you are, how you have genuinely, not only myself, but other little girls around the world. We may not have wanted to grow up and become Price is Right ladies, but you let us know that we could grow up and make a difference, that you could break down walls in Hollywood that I never thought I could see broken in my lifetime. And you started that for all of us. You know, Uhura on Star Trek, you firsts, you beautiful Black firsts. You know, I thank you. And I thank you.
You would have thought that the 50th anniversary of The Price is Right, we'd have been on there once again. That's a damn shame that they
once
never
again, it's a man's world.
I know, isn't it? Nothing without the beauty and the booty.
It wouldn't be what? Without Kathleen Brady. I thank you, Diva, for coming on our show. Can you once again let them know where we can find you?
Who, me?
It's at Kathleen Brady.
And Kathleen Bradley.
Who is Brady?
I don't know. Kathleen Bradley _ Mrs. Parker. I'll show up on either one. Kathleen Bradley.
And she plays my mama, y'all. She plays my mama on
House Divided.
Y'all, my brain is just it's your fault, Cassandra. You know what? I'm just gonna blame you because I don't got nobody else to blame.
I got the grandbaby to bed. All right.
Girl, so I know you'll be like,
I look forward to it.
We love you.
All right, love you back.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Jay. Bye, Coach.
Bye, Miss Parker.
Bye, Miss Parker.
Hey!
Miss Parker. I'm trying to hit it, but oh Lord, I couldn't hit it. Yes, Jesus, y'all are some lucky folks.